Good morning and welcome to episode 2 of the Monday morning sports rant. Well, it's nice to rant after that kind of weekend. We might as well just call this Bok Monday because we do have Bok Fridays. Saturday was definitely Bok Saturday and Sunday was also Bok Sunday. And it's probably going to be Bok week. It'll be Bok 2 weeks until we play Argentina in Durban next Saturday. What can I say? Record score 43-10. I would have been happy just breaking the record in New Zealand, but we just carried on going, scoring 6 tries to 1. I don't have to go through it play by play. I'm sure you've watched the highlights 15 times and multiple rugby shows. Watching the breakdown was fun, I must say. The Pumas held on for a 28-26 win after Australia scored 3 late tries to get 2 bonus points. Now that is going to, or could, make a huge difference at the end of the day. Australia leading on 11 with South Africa on 10, ahead of New Zealand on points difference and Argentina on 9. Best rugby championship probably ever. The most competitive for sure. Just a quick thing, you can check with whoever you want to. I've been saying for 2 years that Damian Willemse, that's why you saw me celebrate like I did last week when I saw the team announcement. I've been saying Willemse 12, Moody at 13, that is our future. I hate to say it, Delendi and Creel have been holding us back from a try scoring point of view. They've been so solid, such good servants of the game, but it might be time to move on. I'll just leave that there. The team of the week, this is determined by the fantasy points on the official rugby championship game that they have. Starting at 1, Bell, Montoya, Sclavi, Snyman, Vai, Dutoy, Sevilla, Oviedo, Williams at 9. He played more wing, but I suppose that's where he's registered on the game. Libok, can you believe it? Kellaway, 11. Paisami, Soeli, the centers. Colby, obviously, right wing. The most points, 74. Kellaway at 73. And then Willemse at fullback. I presume that's also where he's registered. And yeah, so can you believe it? Only 2 New Zealanders and none in the backline. That tells the story, I think, of the game. Whew. We bossed the All Blacks in the backline. How often can you say that? More or less never, to be honest. Argentina with 3 players, Australia 4, South Africa 6. Staying on the rugby front, unfortunately the Bok women against New Zealand, the Black Ferns, well, they were doing well, 10-all at halftime, but eventually succumbed 46-17. So they've been knocked out of the Women's World Cup. New Zealand will play Canada, who beat Australia well, 46-5. And then England, 31-match unbeaten streak now, winning 48 against Scotland. And then France in a close game overcame Ireland 18-13. So that will be England-France in the Women's World Cup semi-finals. The Currie Cup. Well, Boland, man, they've become almost everyone's second team this year, but unfortunately they had to travel to Joburg, and the Lions, basically playing their TRC team, won 67-19. Not a great ending to Boland's season, but they are heading in the right direction. And then the Central Derby in Kimberley, Griquas with a solid win over the Cheetahs, 25-5. So the Lions will host Griquas in the final this coming weekend. Moving on to soccer, football. The Premier League, Man City beating their crosstown rivals United 3-0. There's going to be more pressure put on United with that one. Liverpool with a stoppage time penalty. That's what they needed to beat Burnley 1-0. Brentford with a late goal to draw against Chelsea 2-2. Tottenham beating West Ham 3-0. Newcastle with a 1-0 win over Wolves. I know Arsenal also won their game. So they are in second place on 9 points. Tottenham and Bournemouth on 9 as well. With Liverpool leading on 12, 4 wins out of 4. And the red machine just keeps rolling on in Liverpool. There was only one game as far as I can tell. Locally, Sundowns winning 3-0, and they are top of the log as they always are. matches tomorrow and Wednesday, it seems. MotoGP, Marc Marquez wins again, this time at the Marco Simoncelli circuit in Misano, the San Marino Grand Prix. Bezzecchi second, and brother Alex completing the podium. Obviously, Mark just continues to add points at the top of the riders' standings. Brad Binder, if we go further down, he got a 10th place, so he did get some points. At least that's something. And golf. 2, if you want to call it, Ryder Cup preparation tournaments. The BMW PGA Championship, which is the flagship event on the DP World Tour. And who won? European Ryder Cup vice captain, Alex Noren. He beat Adrian Sadier in a playoff. They both ended on 19 under with a birdie at the first playoff hole. They were 3 clear of Aaron Rai and Patrick Reed. So, many people have called for Patrick Reed to be in the American team. But, alas, being on live, unless you play very well in the majors, you're not going to have enough points. Just want to look at head-to-head of how the players did in their respective tournaments in terms of the Ryder Cup and what form they're in or not. So you had Fitzpatrick, Hatton and Hovland also with top 10s at Wentworth, and then 3 more European Ryder Cuppers in the top 20, and then 3 made the cut with 2 missing the cut. South Africans, Darren Fichart did well, tied for 5th, and Van Rooyen, Jarvis, Naidu, Stone, Norris and Kruiswijk also making the cut. Jumping over to the Procore Championship. Surprise, surprise, stop the press. Scotty Scheffler with a final round rally to win again. His 19th PGA Tour win, beating out Ben Griffin, who's been very good this year and of course is also playing in the Ryder Cup. He had a makeable birdie putt on the last to force a playoff, but he spawned that. On the subject, JJ Spawn, also top 10 with Cameron Young. So 4 Americans in the top 10 there, 2 in the top 20, and 4 made the cut. None actually missed the cut. Bryson wasn't allowed to play. Less said about that, the better. Xander Schauffele didn't play. So much of a muchness between the two. Maybe the Americans with a slight edge there on 10 players making the cut, 4 in the top 10. But I suppose that's all going to mean absolutely nothing by the time the action gets underway next Friday at Bethpage Black. Garrick Higo, by the way, top 7, tied for 7th. I do hope this year only 100 players get full PGA Tour cards. I think he moved up into the 80s. Hopefully the rest of the fall events, he can move closer to that top 50. Secures card. Also, what do they give them? $500,000 as a pre-season travel expense. Anyway, so that's that for the weekend. One last thing. The World Championship started on Saturday, Athletics World Champs, and the big event, as always, the 100 meters. The women's was won by USA's Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and the men's by Jamaica's Oblique Seville. That ended a 9-year drought for Jamaican men's sprinters. The last time was 9 years ago that Usain Bolt won a top 100-meter title. So, wow, who would have thought it would take that long? South Africans Gift Leotlela came 5th, sub 10, 9.95, and then Akani Simbine, 10.04, 7th place, which is actually last because Botswana and Tebogo was DQ'd. That'll carry on for the rest of the week. So have a good week. I certainly will. And cheers.